Hey, what's going on? Luke here, and we have some major developments in terms of Rugby League 26. For months and months and months, we've known that Rugby League 26 is coming out, and finally we do have a cover athlete, at least for the NRL version. For the Super League, the actual cover is completely confirmed, but if you've seen pre-orders, you've seen anything going around in terms of the Australian version or the New Zealand version, they just had kind of like a blank slate. It just said Rugby League 26, just a logo that we all know at this point. Nothing too flash, nothing similar to the Super League one, but we have got our first little hint in terms of a cover, and at least a cover athlete, because on 100% Footy last night, Nathan Cleary was confirmed by Channel 9 to be the cover star of Rugby League 26, at least for the male version. Now, they didn't talk about the females, but I'm pretty certain there's going to be a female version. The Super League version has a male athlete and a female athlete, and obviously with how things are these days, I think there's going to be a male athlete and a female athlete for the NRL as well. I'm not sure exactly who's going to be the NRLW sort of counterpart to Nathan Cleary. There's so many different options. But for the men's, Nathan Cleary is 100% confirmed. Ross on Twitter or X didn't seem too pleased that they announced it, because I guess he's waiting for confirmation from the NRL to officially announce the game in terms of like the NRL side of things. And then you have Channel 9 coming out and just announcing it, and it's like, where did they get the info? The literal guy who's the owner of the company that's making the game isn't even allowed to announce anything in terms of the NRL, yet a company like that does it. But regardless though, like, it's not that big of a deal. Like, yes, obviously it builds the hype, but in terms of the cover athlete, like, I'm not even going to be buying a physical copy to start off. I'm going to be buying the Steam version, so I don't really care too much, but it's just more so like how protective the NRL have been in terms of the game. And I think we will be seeing a trailer soon. I think we'll be seeing some more little snippets of the game. But obviously there's a little one that has leaked through, is that Nathan Cleary is going to be the cover athlete on the male side of Rugby League 26. So that's pretty exciting. In previous videos, I talked about how it wouldn't necessarily be Nathan Cleary or the best player in the game, because I think everyone wanted Nathan Cleary because, you know, he's kind of arguably the best player in the game. He's the most high profile, at least I would say. But in the past, I haven't necessarily gone down that route. They've, you know, Steve Price, Braithen Astor, even in the past, like Roger Tuivasa-Sheck and Sean Johnson and stuff, they're very high profile players, but they weren't the best player in the game. Cameron Smith probably the exception, but like, we never got a Jonathan Thurston on the cover. We never got a Billy Slater. We never got a Cooper Cronk. There's so many players who you would be like, oh, they're great cover stars, but we never got them. It's why you're always looking at some guys who are kind of like, I don't know, Jerome Hughes, someone like that, where you're like, very high profile. Nico Hines is another one. Very high profile, but not the absolute best player in the game, because probably too far out of the price range, you know. But Nathan Cleary being on it, I think is going to be great. It definitely shows that I think the NRL are going to get behind it when the game is out. The Super League definitely are. There's a lot more hype in terms of this game than there's ever been for any of the previous ones, I'll tell you that much, because in previous ones, it was there, but the NRL never really acknowledged it. Super League was the same. It's like, we knew the game was there, they were officially licensed and all that sort of stuff, but they weren't getting any press, they weren't getting any promotion. And now with this current one, like, we're getting talked about on Channel 9. Like, I think that's pretty crazy. Channel 9 has been kind of big for this new Rugby League 26 game, so shout out to Channel 9. Never thought I'd be saying that. But yeah, this was huge news. I had to do a video on this one. Again, like I said, like, it doesn't really change anything in terms of gameplay or anything like that. It's cool, you see the cover athlete, you're like, alright, that's pretty sweet, and then you chuck it to the side and you put the disc in. That's about as far as it goes, but at the same time, it kind of just shows, like, how invested are they? Are they going to go with the absolute superstars, or are they going to go kind of with some, like, mid sort of players? And they've gone for it straight up, cream of the crop, Nathan Cleary, top of the top, they've gone for him. So I'm guessing that there is, I mean, Vossi had said it, there's a lot more budget in terms of this game, and it definitely seems like that, in terms of the NRL and the Super League getting behind it. So I don't know, pretty exciting stuff. Super League version had like a young up-and-coming star. Obviously, NRL seems to be going for the best player in the game. So two different versions, but I guess with Super League, it's kind of like Super League. If you know the Super League, you kind of got to know the player anyways. And I don't even know who would be the best player in the Super League. I guess that's kind of the other argument as well. But regardless, that's my little thought and my little take on Rugby League 26 cover athletes. In terms of the women's, I mean, so many players. Isabel Kelly, Jess Surges, they're kind of like the two big name ones. Tamika Upton is another one. But I think realistically, if you want to match Nathan Cleary in terms of like who's the most recognizable player in the NRLW, probably Isabel Kelly, I'm guessing. But because it's such like a new league, there's so many different options. But yeah, no, that's my 2 cents on Rugby League 26. Thank you for watching. If you got this far into the video, make sure you leave a like. Stay tuned for more content on the channel. And I'll say I'm your home of Rugby League 26. I'll give you all the news, not necessarily first these days, but I will give you the news. I'll give you updates, and stay tuned for more. And I'll see you in the next one. See yous. Well, that's the end of this video. If you happen to enjoy it, make sure you leave a like, subscribe. You know the drill at this point. Everybody YouTuber says it. Just go ahead and do it. It'd really help me out. Also, why not go ahead and check out some of these other videos that are on the screen right now.